Hi, this is Michael William Denny of the ThunderWizard.com YouTube channel. So, I'm going to start a new series, and that series is going to be specifically devoted to rune divination, rune readings. Now, I have already, if you're not familiar with it, I already have 3 books that I've written on this. One is called Rune Shamanism, one is called Rune Divination, and the other one is called Advanced Rune Shamanism. I also have DVDs and videos that are connected to each one of those books. So if you want to get deep into the origins of the runes, get those books and the different ways that runes can be used for personal transformation or for divination or for using it for magical purposes and for healing. Get those books, that'll teach you all of that. What I want to do in this series is I want to start explaining to you some of my changes, I shouldn't say changes, some of my additional understandings and interpretations practically about the runes when it comes to readings, when it comes to people asking questions, modern people asking questions, what do the runes do? And how can you use these interpretations? By the way, I'm of the school that runes have their own vibrational life. They have life within themselves. They are not dependent upon our interpretations. I know there's a lot of rune teachers out there, some very famous rune teachers out there, who will basically give a modern magical, like chaos magic type of interpretation, which says that the runes are nothing more than what we project onto them. And whatever meanings they have come from thousands of years of rune masters projecting their intent on the runes. That is absolutely categorically false. The runes have their own life, and they do have their own interpretations. So I'm going to share with you what I've learned over the years of work. This is what I do on a daily basis. One of the main things I do is I do rune readings every day on the phone. So I'm going to share with you how my understanding has continued to evolve. All right, let's get to it. So we're going to start with the first rune today, which is Fehu. Fehu, and I use cards when I do readings over the phone because most people who call me don't know that I'm using runes and I don't want to shake the runes and make a bunch of noise. So I use these cards. In any case, I found that the cards work just as well. You know, our ancestors used little staves of wood, but because that's what they had available to them. So, you know, you can use any means to use the runes if you want. So anyway, getting back to the first rune, Fehu. Fehu simply means cow. Nothing more than that. And so how is it that cow means money? Because the general understanding of the Fehu rune is money or wealth. But I've come to understand that it doesn't necessarily mean money. It means stuff. It means house, car, food, clothing. And we live in modern times, so we've changed it from cow, which is what it used to mean. It just used to mean cow. And we've changed it into money. So how did that happen? Well, first we have to understand what money is. Money, if you take out a dollar bill, that dollar bill in and of itself has almost no value. The only value it carries is whatever that size of piece of paper will do for you. I mean, you couldn't even wipe your rear end with it. It's not big enough. You might be able to start a fire with it if you're really lucky. You might be able to blow your nose. But other than that, there's really no practical value to that $1. Even if it was a $1,000 bill, same thing. Doesn't matter how many zeros you paint on it. In terms of practical value, it has none whatsoever. However, it is a means by which now modern people can obtain stuff. That's what money is good for. It has no other function than to give you the power to get stuff. So how did that come from cow? Well, the word Fehu is an Indo-European word, and the Germanic pronunciation of it is Fehu. The Latin pronunciation of it is Pecus. The Sanskrit pronunciation is Pashu. And they all mean the same thing. They all mean cow. So how is it that cow now means money or wealth? Well, in prehistoric times, there was no such thing as printed money. And even before coin money, there wasn't any form of currency, especially when you dealt with deeply shamanic people. Now, Tacitus, the Roman historian, when he visited the Germanic tribes, he even said that they didn't use coin money, they didn't use gold, and they didn't use silver. They used cows. In fact, he went on to say that they didn't care. I mean, they didn't know the difference between gold and silver. They didn't know that gold was more valuable than silver. They liked silver better because it was shinier. So this is, you see what I mean? Money has no value in and of itself. But the cow, especially for primitive people, is the Walmart. It gives you everything that you need. It has milk. It has meat. It has bone, which you can make tools out of. It has sinew. So for Stone Age people, they could use the sinew to make their shoes, to sew their clothes together. And of course, it has skin, which can be used for clothing. It can be used for housing. It can be used for all kinds of things, leather. So the cow had everything that you needed. So if you're a poor guy and you live in, primitive, tribal European society 2,000 years ago, and you need stuff, the one thing that will give you everything is a cow. It'll give you food to eat, and it'll give you other stuff that you can use to make things with. So this is why Fehu, cow, is now translated as money. Because back then you didn't have to have a symbol that you needed to trade in order to get the stuff. You could just trade stuff. Here, I'll give you 5 spears, you give me a goat. Okay? So the most valuable of all of the things that the primitive man needed was the cow. That was the pinnacle of it. You know, a goat is good, a rabbit, well, you know, I might be able to eat a rabbit and make a glove out of it, but a cow, man, you got all kinds of stuff there. The more cows you have, the more rich you are. So a rich guy is a guy who's got a lot of Fehu, a lot of cows. So this is the Fehu rune. Now, so when I see this in a reading, I want to share with you what I'm finding, which is interesting. A lot of people who call me, because I work on a psychic line, a lot of people who call me are women, mostly women, but sometimes men, and they want to talk about love relationships. So they want to ask, tell me about so-and-so, how does he feel about me? Now, this rune will come up, and if it comes up right side up, and the context of the question is, how does he feel about me? It's going to mean one of two things. The first one is, I may have to ask and say, is there any financial connection between the two of you? And if there isn't, then I know exactly what's going on. This means support, energetic support, because when we have money, we feel supported by the universe. We can take care of ourselves. When we have a partner who gives us and feeds us and makes us feel like that we're supported, then we feel like we can go out and do things. And we can support people all kinds of ways, with money, with love, with work, with, whatever it is. So if we're not talking about money and this rune comes up right side up, it means support, energetic support. And, when it comes to love, one thing that all men need, women listen to this, what all men are looking for is they're looking for that one partner who will give them the energetic support, the encouragement to make them feel like they can go out and climb the mountain and win the day. So this becomes very important when we're talking about that. So, of course, if it's upside down, it means the opposite. It means lack of support. It means maybe somebody's being criticized. But whatever it is, somebody's taking support, energetic support away from you. Obviously, in other situations, it can mean things like debt or that kind of thing, but you get that. What I want to share with you in these videos is the understandings I've found based on very specific contexts, which you might not be able to see on the surface, but over years of doing this, I've learned this is what these runes really are about. So Fehu is really about energetic support. That's what I've learned. So that's it for the rune Fehu. Please feel free, if you haven't already, go back and watch the video where I talk about the book Rune Shamanism and the video Rune Shamanism. If you like this channel, please subscribe and like. And if you have a deep interest in runes and you want to understand how to use runes in a very powerful way, then I recommend that you go to the link below here, which is my Master Shamanism class. And we are about to start getting deep into the runes and how to use the runes in multiple ways. So go ahead and check that out and subscribe at whatever level works for you. If you have questions, of course, you can contact me. If you want a rune reading, email me and I'll set that up for you. So that's it for now, my friends. Until next time, remember that the runes exist independent of your thoughts. They are not dependent on your projections. They have their own life. And if we listen to them, we can actually get communications directly from the gods, the ancestors, and nature itself. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.